Y'all, the school pickup is always the best. Insert sarcasm here. It's so funny because you get here early, you get traffic. You get here later, you get traffic, but not as much because everybody's pretty much gone, which is crazy because she still makes it to class on time. So it's like when people say, well, why don't you leave earlier? Why? I get stuck in all that mess. But today is Monday and my older son has 0 period, so I have to take my sophomore to school, and then from there we drop my daughter off. And wow, interesting enough, I didn't think it would be as much traffic today because today with the weekend, festivities from Chinese New Year, today seems to be the day that most kids won't go to school. At least that's how the case was for me growing up in high school. And when I drove up to the high school, it wasn't as bad, like traffic wise. And elementary, it's popping. So it doesn't seem like younger kids were affected as much. I don't know. But it's also a late start for for the middle school next to the high school. So perhaps that's what's going on. I don't know. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Jen Gaga's World. Good morning. This is like the 3rd time I record this opening, and the reason why is because I continue to forget to introduce myself. So for anyone who is new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jenny, and I am trying to do better about introducing myself. I come to you with a channel of all sorts. I talk motherhood, I talk reality. I'm going to talk to you today about something that you probably don't even like, what's the point? But for some of us out here, it's important. And I think that what I have to share today is important. So just tune in. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe and make sure to hit that like button and comment down below if you've struggled with any of what I'm about to talk to you about today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So as you saw, already did the morning drop off. Today's my day off, so you got to see a little bit of my morning routine, but a little bit differently, because obviously with it being my day off, that means I was able to sleep in a little bit longer and actually get myself together right around the same time my kids are getting themselves together. I did manage to finish getting myself together before my daughter came in the bathroom though, just so it wouldn't be awkward for her. But typically on a day that I work, of course, I get up early, get myself ready, then log into work, and then the kids get up. Whereas today I just kind of like got up, made them, wake up and get themselves together so that we could get out the door on time. One thing that I have going on this morning, aside from going to the gym, which is where I'm on my way to, is that after the gym, I have to go to a facility. It's an imaging center, and it's because I'm going to get a scan of my mouth. Now, you're probably thinking, don't you have a dentist that can do that for you? Yes. However, the dentist, they typically do, and I'm not a dentist by any means, so I'm probably saying this wrong, but the dentist, typically they do their own like surface level scan, where this imaging center is going to do like a more in-depth scan where they're able to see the bone and kind of do measurements, yada, yada, yada. The dentist explained it to me. We're just going to go with it. It is a little pricey, and unfortunately insurance does not cover it, which is why I'm going to get into this topic today of flex spending. So what is flex spending? So for any of you who are fortunate enough to work in a workplace that offers flex spending for years and years and years, y'all, years. I've been at my company for going on 17 years this year, and I just discovered and used it, I think, twice out of those 17 years. And it would have been 3 years of it this past year, except I still don't know what happened when I did my open enrollment to sign up for it. And that's another thing, you have to be on open enrollment in order to be able to sign up, if they of course offer it. And I did everything and all my benefits the same day, and for some reason it did not save that I signed up for it for 2022. And I was heartbroken because I wanted to do this, what I'm about to tell you about, last year, so that I can, be done with it. And then my husband, because he has a couple of things that he wants to get done that insurance doesn't necessarily cover, or they only cover a portion, and then of course you're stuck paying out of pocket, and your girl jacked it up. And the funny thing is, he was going to sign up with his, but I was like, no, don't do that, because I don't want both of our checks being deducted from, and then what if we have money left over? And it's that kind of plan where if you don't use it, you lose it. And so I can go into like details. I'm not an expert, so I cringe on the fact of the idea of doing just one video specifically on that, just because again, I'm not an expert, and then I think it's different with each workplace. But to give you an example, high level, my workplace, I believe you could take out, and this is just me talking to you driving, I would have to pull out paperwork, but I think the max I was able to do this year was like $3,200. They upped it because I think it was like a $2,900. And after open enrollment ended, they messaged and said, hey, we found out that the level went up. Do you want to go to the max? And because I knew that this process and procedure here that I'm about to do is expensive, I said, of course I do. And worst case, if I don't, exhaust all of it, my husband can start some of the work that he needs to get done and then exhaust the money that way, or buy medicine or what have you. And so first, before we get into anything further, you're probably wondering, okay, so what is flex spending? So flex spending is an account that you sign up for. You could do as little as like $5-10, or you can use the max of, I think you could do as little as that. Again, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure it's 0 to the 3,200 or whatever that max was. And what ends up happening, you're like, oh, cool. So you get a card at the beginning of the year and it has this amount on it. So you're like, okay, so is it like a credit card? No, it's better, but you got to be careful. And the reason I say that is because, again, if you don't use this money by the end of that period of the year, and some employers, again, this is where you got to be careful, check with your HR. It could be different because my employer, the last time I checked, I think you had through like the end of March of the following year to exhaust your benefits, but I have to even check myself because that could very well have changed. And this is how I was able to afford my LASIK, because I had money from the year prior, and then I had the new money that kicked in for the new year, so it overlapped a little bit, and that's how I was able to spend all that money with my flex spending for my LASIK. But the thing is, you also have to make sure that you can afford this. And you're probably wondering why. I mean, you get the money up front, so what's the deal? Or how do you get the money up front? Well, guess what? They're taking it out of your paycheck. So it's interest free, and I always forget how the tax works. Is it considered pre-tax? So that it looks like you get paid less on your paycheck, which actually can be beneficial, especially for some of us who always seem to have to owe at the end of the year. So that it looks like your paycheck is less because they're taking this money out of your paycheck. So again, I'm not a tax expert either, but I know my tax person said that always helps, because at the end, again, it looks like you made less than you actually did, but it's because you were paying into your flex spending. So that's always a plus. But unless you have some big procedure like I have coming up, or a lot of work that you got to get done, and you got to make sure that it's covered. That's the other thing. Make sure it's covered. No, you can't just take $3,200 and go get yourself a boob job. Like, they're not going to cover that. That's not covered. There's certain things that are covered and others that aren't. Just because it's medical doesn't necessarily mean that it is. So you have to be careful with that. But obviously for me, it's a dental implant, not a boob implant, as much as I may not want an implant. I may want to lift one day, but dental. So let's stay focused here with the dental. So I, of course, did my research, and I already knew it was going to cost anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 depending on the procedure and how, in-depth it is. And it's only one. I'm only missing the one tooth, aside from my wisdom, of course. Those got pulled out a long time ago. But it's the one implant, and I could go into that a whole nother story on a whole nother day. But I have to get this imaging done because it costs $365, which, once again, thankfully I have flex spending, so I don't have to come out of that out of pocket. It'll be paid with my card, and then they're just taking it out of my paycheck. So every paycheck, I think it's about $120 or $125 that's coming out, and I get paid bi-weekly. So you do the math on that. You take that larger number, whatever money you've signed up for with flex spending through the year, and you divide that through how many times you get paid a year, and that's how much money is going to be coming out of your paycheck. So that's why I say, make sure not only can you afford it, but you can afford that money coming out of your paycheck. Can I afford that? No. With everything going up, of course not, but I just have to make do with what I'm faced with, right? It's one of those, you pick and choose your battles, and I would like my teeth. I would like my tooth, especially because it's a molar, and I mean, any teeth, I want all my teeth, right? So that's basically the struggle. It's the one tooth on this side, and it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It makes me self-conscious because I don't want to laugh like out loud, or it makes me a little self-conscious because I don't want to laugh like big, and then it's like you see it, but now I'm telling you, so now you know, you'll probably be looking out for it. So luckily it's nothing obvious, but it's missing. And so today's imaging appointment is going to be for me to get a full scan, and the reason why is because my dentist wants to make sure that either he can do it, or if he's going to have to forward me to a orthodontist, because the orthodontist would be the one to do the actual work if it's too narrow. So what they do is they have to go in, and it's a whole process too. You don't just boom, you go in one day and you have a tooth implanted. The implant is the actual for any dentist watching this, if I say this wrong, please make sure to insert a comment down below. But really the procedure is it's like a little, what do you call that? Like a nail that's going to go into the gum. That's the implant. And then it leaves an opening so that they could put a crown, which is essentially the tooth, the fake tooth. So you think, I just want the tooth there. But what you don't think is that you actually have to go in and get the implanted into your gums. So that's the part that costs the most. So that's really what I have going on. And let me tell you, it's important to check your flex spending account, because remember I said last year there was a hiccup and my flex spending didn't kick in. Well, I was supposed to get this imaging done last week on Martin Luther King holiday. Since they were open and since I was off and I had the afternoon free, I was able to schedule my meeting, or my appointment, and it was scheduled for 3:45. And since the kids were off, they thankfully opted to ask me if we can do like a day at the mall, like, you know, once we were heading that way. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And so luckily we made a day out of it, because by the time I got to my appointment and I had them, you know, try to run my card for the 365 so that they could get this procedure done, and thankfully they asked for the money up front, not after services were rendered, because lo and behold, it wasn't working. And it didn't say rejected, it said restricted. And so the lady was a little taken aback. She's like, I've never seen that before, but you might want to call them. We'll wait for you, because I've never seen it say restricted before. So I call, and of course it says I have the full balance available, whatever that dollar amount was, but it's over $3,000. And I'm like, yeah, I have the money there. Like, I don't understand. Maybe I have to run it like debit. And she's like, do you have a PIN? Do you know if you set up a PIN? I said, I don't remember. I mean, it's been so long, but we could certainly try. You know, I'm already there. It's on the other side of town. Like, I want to try to make this work. Okay, great. Didn't work. So I finally call, I called, and I get put through to customer service, and lo and behold, because there was a gap year, so in other words, it went inactive, and I don't know what happened with the company, but for whatever reason, they decided not to reactivate it. And even though they had already started taking money out of my paycheck, or, you know, the money was going from my HR to them, or not HR, but payroll to them. So definitely something on their side, something in their system, because it was so late in the day. Their support staff was gone for the day, and I think they're on like Midwest or East Coast somewhere. And I basically got stuck not having the money available, and she said it would take 24 hours, so it wouldn't be ready until the next business day. I bet you can understand the level of frustration that I had at that point, and I was super irritated. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I wasn't mad at the person at the imaging facility, because she had nothing to do with it. Like, she couldn't control whether or not my money was available. Obviously, I had the option where I could have just came out of pocket, but then I would have to go through the whole reimbursement process, and who knows how long that would take. So I ended up opting for, and plus I had already been there like an extra 15 minutes, and the time, my appointment time had already came and went. I didn't want to do that to them either, especially being later in the day. So I just told her, if we can, let's just reschedule and then we'll go from there. So that's what's happening. My appointment is today at 11:15. I'm praying that it works. Before I leave the gym though, before I leave the gym, I'm going to call so that I can make sure before I even make that drive all the way to the other side of town again, that my card's ready to go. So anyway, that was pretty much my whole rant and my share that I wanted to give out to everyone, because it's important. And when they're, I don't want to say messing with your money, but when you have that much money on the line and then you have certain services that you're expecting to receive, like I would have died if that would have happened to me the day of my eye doctor appointment when I was getting my LASIK. Imagine the nerves and the preparation, and I already had vacation scheduled and all that. And then just to show up and they say, oh, it didn't work. Like I would have freaking flipped a lid. I don't even know. And I wouldn't have had, however much, 400, no, it was like $3,000. I forget how much my LASIK was, but whatever the LASIK cost was, I didn't have that just laying around. Like I would have been so upset. You just don't understand. So thankfully this happened to me this time. And it was just for a screening, because y'all, anyways, I've already talked enough, but I feel like it was important and I wanted to really, sit down like we're talking and just give you that story, because you just never know when the time will come that you might need it. And like I said, I heard about this program for years and years and years. And I remember my friend said, yeah, like at the end, if you have money available, like you could just buy like whatever you need to buy. Obviously it's money. It's already came out of your paycheck. So you probably kind of sucks, because now you're just buying stuff just to buy stuff, but you also don't want to lose money. So you're going to buy something that you can hopefully find useful, whether that's, oh, you want to know what else you can find on there that my friend said she bought for me already? She just hasn't had a chance to drop it off. She says she got me the 23andMe, the Ancestry kits, not the Ancestry brand, because remember, my sister-in-law already got that for me, which I still haven't done. So stay tuned for that. But my other friend says she got me the 23andMe one. Yeah, she bought that with her flex spending. So I was like, hey, that's cool. I mean, it sucks because now I know it, like she kind of already paid for it through her paycheck, but at the same time, it's like stuff that you can gift out to people, especially like at the end of the year, if you know that you're coming up on your deadline and you haven't used all your money. So pros and cons, I'm sure, but that's definitely a pro, because you don't want to lose your money. So, all right, you guys, so I'm here at the gym. As you saw, I'm already parked, and I need to get in here and get this done because it's 9:07 now and my appointment's at 11:15. So I got to be out of here at least by, I'd say, done with my workout by 10:30 so that I can freshen up, fix my hair. And I have my protein little bar, but I'm afraid to even eat it because I don't know how in depth they're going to be in my teeth. I don't know if it's like a regular x-ray or do they go all up in there. I can only imagine they're going to go up in there. And I didn't bring my toothbrush and I don't want stuff all up in my mouth. So now I'm kind of bummed. I did eat something before we left. I just didn't get a chance to film it because obviously I was, the hustle and bustle of getting out the front door. But I know it's bad not to eat anything right after your workout. So hopefully me getting over there and it won't take as long. So then I do want a coffee though afterwards. So I might get a coffee and then I can eat my protein bar on the way home. So let's go ahead and get into this workout. I'll try to capture a little bit of a glimpse just because this is a day in the life. It's going to be a long one, obviously, because I've already talked to you nearly 20 minutes just now. It'll clip a little bit when I edit, but bear with me. And hey guys, so even though it doesn't look like it, it is about an hour and a half later. And I still can't believe I did not finish my workout, like according to the app. I am going to walk later with my dog, so I always feel okay. Like if I missed the cardio session at the end, which was 15 minutes, I'm going to make it up with a 20-minute walk. The difference is the cardio session on the app calls for 15 sprints and then a 5-minute cool down. So obviously my dogs with their short little legs, they're not doing sprints. Maybe 1 or 2. That's about it. But it is a longer walk, about 20 minutes. So, and if I wanted to make it an extra 5 minutes longer, I could go down a different street and kind of loop back around. So I may opt for that if she's up for it, depending on how my dog's feeling, but usually she is, and especially on a beautiful day like this. So I'll do that. But it just sucks because I was in this flow, and I was like, I could have seen myself just going, like the pre-workout was kicking in, like I feel it. But I'm gonna run on over to Starbucks. I opted for the iced shaken espresso almond milk, chocolate almond milk espresso, something like that. It seems like that's what they're promoting. I know it's not a new drink, but they're like, you know how they pick different drinks to promote on the app. It looked good, sounded good. 110 calories, a little bit more than my cold brew typically goes for, but I could use an espresso. I got a lot going ahead, or I got a lot ahead of me today, just because I still got to go to my appointment, still got to run to Rayleigh's. They have the 2 for $5 on the turkeys, on the turkeys, but the ground turkey meat. So I think there's one out my way. There's one down the street over here, but it's gonna make me go the opposite direction. It's just gonna kill the time. My appointment is in just under 30 minutes, and it's about a 22-minute drive according to Google. So I searched because I have a freeway right on this side, and why go all the way to the other one when I got one like right here? So I'll go to Rayleigh's, either out there. I think, like I said, I think there's a Safe, if I'm not mistaken, the Safeway's right next to the place I'm going to. Oh no, wait, Safeway is different. It has to be Rayleigh's Bel Air. If not, I'll just hit the Rayleigh's on the way home. But let's get started and get to this appointment. I'll come back in a minute with my coffee so you could take a look and see what it looks like. I believe I had this one before. I'm not really big on almond milk, just because I know how like almond and how the almond orchards, there's like this whole like controversy behind them. Like, I'll let you Google that yourself. So I try to stay away from almond milk, just because with us being in a drought, yada yada, I say no more, right? But I'm also not big on drinking milk that much anymore. It's just weird. It's like the older I get, the less. But I know that you got to get your calcium in. So I do, if I'm gonna opt for milk, I still drink my fat-free milk. And I maybe do like 1 or 2 cups a week. I have gotten away from doing more. But anyways, that's a whole other topic. So let's get to it. All right, y'all. I wish I could have videoed. I should have asked, but I got there just in the nick of time, and apparently my Google Maps was taking me off of a different freeway, and I was assuming it was taking me off of another one, so it put me back that much more. So it added like 5 minutes to my drive. So I got there just on time. Luckily, I already had all my paperwork from last week's hiccup, so I didn't have to do any paperwork other than just sign, put in a date, and pay. That was the fastest $365 I've spent since Botox. Actually, I don't even spend that much on Botox. I think since my lip injections last year. But it's for a good reason, obviously. So $365. They did the actual x-ray, and then they did images of my teeth. So they had this little like contraption that I had to like open my mouth. It's like, ah. So they got up, down, side, and upside down, so that they could, I think I just said that, but so that they could see my bite. One thing, ever since I got my braces done, they, as in the doctor, he has a retainer on the inside of my bottom teeth right here. And reason for that is mainly because of the gap. Like, they tend to kind of drift away, especially now that my teeth are straight. So I'm hopeful that once I get the implant in, I can take the retainer, the inside retainer out, because it does give me little slight lisp. But also it's still a pain because I have to go in there and floss, and you know, with the funny floss, and it's just a pain. So hopefully that's my end goal once all of this is said and done. Other than that, done. And I'm way over here on the side of town, and I'm super what's the word, tempted to go to the mall, but the mall would be back the other opposite direction, and the freeway's just down the way over here. So I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, get on the road. My daughter does have practice today, so I don't have to like rush to go pick her up or anything, but I would like to be on my side of town and still have some time for myself. So I do have to hit the grocery store. I have to hit Rayleigh's. I know you're probably thinking, that is the grocery store. I don't grocery shop at Rayleigh's because they are way too expensive for my pocketbook. So I'll probably hit the Walmart grocery, which is still a little more pricier than I like. Winco's usually the easiest and cheapest, but let me just go do what I gotta do, and it's more convenient for me to go to the Walmart grocery. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get that going, and I'll be back soon. All right, so let's hurry up because we got to get on the road. So you can see it's the Grande Iced Chocolate Almond Espresso. It's the Blonde Espresso. This is what it looks like. You can see it's kind of, the espresso is definitely at the bottom, so let's shake it up. It's so windy outside. Oh yeah, you could certainly taste the espresso. Strong, but I love it. It's been a while since I've had an espresso. I always go with the cold brew, but it's all good. All right, let's get on this meeting. Or I keep saying meeting. Let's get to this appointment. Okay, we don't want to get copywritten, but the fact that I just realized there was a Rayleigh's right around the corner. Yes, that saves me a trip having to go to the other side of my town back home. So I'm gonna get my 2 little things of ground turkey and be on my merry way home. And you know, the nice thing about getting it now is that it makes me hurry up, so that when I get to the next store, I hurry up and get what I need to get, so that I don't have the meat just sitting out in a warm car. It's not that warm out here, but it's close to the 60, it's 56 degrees right now. But you know how, like, as soon as the car is off and just sitting in the sun, it just tends to heat up right away. And I don't want the meat just sitting out. Obviously it'll be in the shade, but you know what I mean. So if anything, that'll just push me to hurry up, get in, get out of the store, get what you need on that list, and keep it moving. All right guys, so proof. Normally Foster Farms ground turkey $6.49, but because it's 2 for $5, you'll see here I spent $2.50 each one. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Hold on a second. The sun. And then I also picked up this block of feta cheese. This is actually for a recipe that I have later in the week. I'll see if I can include it, the link. It's on IG, but I got 2 of these. See it because the sun's so bright, but just know that it was 2 for $5 and the sale was only for today. But again, it was for these 2 1-pound packs of natural ground turkey. I do tend to try to stay away from Foster Farms just because, again, being in the know sometimes makes you feel a certain way about certain products and brands. But again, do your own Google, do your own search, you know what I mean. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on my side of town and get this grocery stuff done. You guys, I felt like the longest drive ever. Oh my gosh, like there was no traffic. It just felt long. Okay, take that back. There wasn't traffic, but it was heavy. And I think a lot of it has to do with it still being the lunch hour. It's 12:29 right now, but I just got here to the good old grocery store. I don't know if you can really see it there, but it's the Walmart grocery. I got my list, I checked it twice. Let's go do this. So I've already found like 2 different things that have like rollback prices. You know, your girl's hopping on those. Just saying. Any little bit helps. I'm not seeing any over here though. You know what's also really interesting is that these have like the little pop, which I appreciate. I love those so much because I hate can openers. I've never had luck with them, but the pinto beans don't have them. What's up with that? What is up with that? Neither do the corn. Interesting. Also, did you know that there was such thing as tamales in a jar or in a can? I never knew that. I have a coworker's husband who purposely does not. Hold on. Let me try to pop you with the bread. You're gonna see my double chin right now. But I have a coworker's husband that does not like tamales because of the fact that he grew up thinking all tamales came in a can. And shout out to the friend who knows this story, and I may be getting it wrong, but when I was like, in a can, I've never heard of such a thing. And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, you're not kidding. So if you didn't know, now you know. All right, let's keep going. camera is casually catching us, I'm sure, vlogging. I'm trying to get easier at doing this stuff without looking odd, but this works. You just get to look at my double chin. I usually like to buy these at Costco because they have the big box, but I'm here. I like getting those because, especially right now with my daughter being in sports, so that when she has practice and if she's not going straight from school to practice, it gives her a chance to have a little snack. Okay, it's gonna be pretty good. Almost forgot the buns. This is crazy. These used to be I remember like before COVID, these were like 80 cents and they went up to $1 and now they're $1.10. It's crazy when you see it happening right before your very own eyes. I think I have hot dog buns. See, these are the things that I usually save. Like I try not to buy much of because if we don't eat it right away, it goes bad and we toss it. So I'm not gonna spend $8 or $3 on a pack of buns when they may not even get eaten. You know what I mean? Y'all see the size of this bag? Look how big this is. I just needed a little bag. I usually get them in small sizes like this. This is outrageous. But I do use them a lot, so how much you think? I say about 200. We'll see. Can you guys believe it? I spent, if you can see that, $183. I am super proud of myself. So if you were to add what I spent at Rayleigh's plus what I spent just now, that's about 200. But that is not bad at all. Especially considering I got this big old bag of chilies. And storage for leftovers. And fruits. Not bad at all. I almost finished my coffee. Will I get this one again? Remember I said I think, and I was pretty sure I've gotten it before. I remember having gotten it before now, and it's good. It's not great. Once the espresso gets watered down, and in my case, I was doing a lot of running around, so it got a little watered down. It's not that great. I would still do the cold brew versus this one. I mean, it's still coffee. Coffee's coffee. But it's the almond milk for me that's not really like my friend. Like, I don't know. I just don't really care for it. So it kind of gives it that different taste, if you know what I mean. So will I get it again? Nah. And it's more expensive. It's like $1 extra. So I'll probably skip on this one in the future. But let me get in here and I'll show you what I got. This is what she looks like. Again, don't let the bag fool you. This is a good little Walmart haul here. Yup. Hey, what's up, y'all? So I just got back from the grocery store. My poor little bladder is so relieved. If you hear the dogs out back, the girls are out back running around. I'm gonna spare y'all and myself the time, especially with editing, because editing takes forever and a day. And lately what I've been seeing is a lot of people doing these like just quick, like fast forward, but they keep the sound on. It's like this little ASMR. That's like the new thing. I don't know. We're gonna try it today. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags, and then the oranges on their own. Let me show you, let's take a moment to appreciate my refrigerator because hubby and I went into work. We put in some work yesterday. Look how beautiful this looks. So organized. As you know, these were sitting in the car while I was shopping for everything else here that I haven't put away. So this was the first thing that went in the fridge. This is a recipe that I mentioned that I'm going to try this week. And I've had these since last week, so I want to make sure to get that on this week's docket. Basically, this is all one recipe, just these little 3 things here. Then I have shrimp that I'm going to mix in over here. And then there's pasta that goes along with that. But if I could try, I'm going to try to link it. It's through Instagram. I saw it. My friend says she's tried it before and it was delicious. So we'll try that. This is for tonight. I already had turkey. I had one. But since these are already thawed out, there's no sense of thawing other ones out. So these are the 2 ground turkeys. Oh, this is the leftover pancit from my friend that I said I was going to link her. So here you go. Queen Mel Catering. Shout out to Melissa. As you see, we stocked up on eggs. My hubby went to Costco yesterday. He got 2 of those. So I have a little bit left from last week. So hence why I didn't buy any eggs this week. Those were put in there. My son kind of out of the way. But yeah, so as you can see, we were lacking. We got rid of a bunch of old stuff. And there's the pie from last night. Those are from what my hubby left. But he did do me the favor and added my AHA drinks. If you don't know, now you know. These are delicious and 0% everything. So for you, if you're like me and I need that burn, like the soda burn, this is a Coke product. So this just says it all right there. They got that burn down, okay? And then that's just like our veggies and like little quick dairy things. And so all this stuff here, nice and organized, even down to the wine bottles. I wiped those down and everything. And then our refrigerator, our freezer, nice and organized as well. But as you can see, we needed groceries. And our garage one is just as bad. So I got enough for the week. I'm very shocked and proud of myself because I stuck to the list. I did get other extra things, but as you could see, I already had sort of what was going to happen for the week. We had pizza. Today we're having, I'm going to have to flip-flop these. I think the chicken taquitos will have to be tomorrow because I didn't take the chicken out in time. Darn. But I'll make sure to do that tomorrow. Today we'll have the turkey tacos. Then Wednesday we'll have chicken patties. That's what it was. I wanted to flip-flop so that we didn't have chicken and chicken back to back. So we're going to make it work. It's okay because as long as I got all the things, I didn't want to waste energy. As long as I have all the ingredients, I could flip this around. So what I'll probably do is turkey tacos today, chicken taquitos tomorrow. I'll do the tomato pasta on Wednesday, especially because I have an event in the evening. So I'll have to cut dinner. I'll have to make a quick dinner on Wednesday, which will be perfect. And then I could do the chicken patties on Thursday, which I believe I do also have an event on Thursday after work. And the chicken patties will be easy. They could just pop those in the oven. And then Fridays typically are takeout day. And then I haven't planned ahead for the Saturday and Sunday days. But okay, I promise I'm almost done. Let me get up off of here. Let me stop talking. Let me prop you up. Okay, let me stop talking. I got you propped up. I'm going to go ahead and run through these bags. So once again, this will be fast forwarded with the exception of a couple little comments that I may make here and there. But we're just going to go ahead and put all this stuff away. And let's go. Hubby's been trying to get away from drinking soda. This has just as much sugar, but it's a start. The only red meat I bought just because it looked low in fat and I can make these into tortas or fajitas or whatever. So it was a decent price and they looked good.
Hopefully y'all can see me better.
Putting them all back in the bag so I could put them away in the pantry. Hubby loves these. Onion, cilantro, tomatoes, and more cheese. This is particularly because I like having it just to have it, but it also helps when I make my egg bites for the morning. These were on sale for $1.90. Should be 2 of them. Not sure why, but I got them. For the feta tomato recipe with pasta, right here. Yo, that's so weird. I literally paused my video so I can make sure I had her YouTube information correct. Shout out to Mandy Mireles. Because of her, I was listening to her grocery haul this morning and it reminded me I needed bags. And literally as I went to log off or to cancel out of the video so I can get her YouTube info, she literally just loved my comments. So shout out to you, girl, for helping me remember what I needed. This is why these videos are important, because sometimes, you know, we just go day by day. We don't realize what we need or what we're missing, or we know we're missing it, we forget. So shout out to you. If you've never tried these, you must. I know they're probably not the best. What are these? High on carbs, I'm sure. 4 grams of protein. Ooh, sodium's a little high. This is for servings size of 5 pieces. 150 calories, 4 grams of protein, which is good. 3 grams of sugar. Carbs are 27 grams. Obviously, it's bread. And sodium is 360. That's kind of a lot. But they're good for a snack. This is for the game on Sunday because almost forgot about these. Cage-free liquid eggs. And then can't go wrong with chorizo. Battery's starting to give me the alert and I gotta go shower and start getting the rest of the day going. So yeah, it's 2 o'clock now. Typically this would be right around the time when I go start preparing myself so that I could be ready to pick my daughter up. But since she has practice this afternoon, what I'll probably do is Just clean up little things around the house. I have to go put my bed together since I washed everything, washed and dried everything. Everything laundry wise has been put away. So pretty much just try to chill. Have a couple things that I need to do, just dishes put away, recycles to toss out. So nothing major. I did get a lot done over the weekend, fortunately, but I know that the groceries was definitely something I had not done. And we got dinner to figure out later. So yeah, but I'm very happy that you were able to come along with me. So join me as I go for a walk. I'll catch a couple of glimpses and then I'll pretty much wrap up the rest of the day. But I thank you again so much for watching. For any of you who, like I mentioned, if you're new to my channel, I know some of my videos might go a little long, but know that I also don't post all the time. So when I do finally get the chance to video, I want to take advantage and really get to know, or have you get to know me as a person, right? So half the time, I know my profile pic should be looking cute, but half the time you're probably gonna catch me in this, or you know, unless it's been a busy work day full of meetings, then I'll likely have some kind of makeup on. But usually I don't vlog during the week, obviously because of work. And the days that I am off, I'm doing stuff like this. And I'm gonna try to start getting better about sitting in front of the camera. But it's also, what do I really want to talk about? You know what I mean? Other than stuff like today, like I had to tell you about flex spending and put you on game. Like, don't miss out on the opportunity if your job offers it, but if they do, be careful when you go to use it. So also don't judge the hair. I got stuff going on over here. I know I have my appointment in a few weeks, so that'll be getting taken care of. And that's about it. So are you ready for your walk? Are you ready for your walk? Are you ready for your walk? Are you ready? So crazy. Just love their little prance when they're walking. Everyone, so I ended up going the long way home since Casper still had a bunch of energy, and it worked out because I checked the mail. But in the mail, look what I got. At first I thought it was just regular alumni information that they typically send me, but when I saw it said welcome to the Hornet family, it's for my son's acceptance. I think it's his official acceptance letter. I'm so excited to be able to show this to him when he gets home. So yeah. Hey y'all, so after my walk, I came home. I made myself a yummy little sandwich. And then I also put together these yummy 8 bites for the week. They have sweet potato, tomato, a little bit of onion, some turkey, like the ham and turkey type for sandwiches, cheese, egg whites, everything but bagel seasoning, a little bit of salt, and some pepper. And I feel like I threw something else in there. Did I say sweet potato? That's at the base. But yeah, super delicious. I've been making these as a go-to for breakfast the last week. This will be week 3 doing these. And so far, even my son likes them. So the only difference is week 1, I had mushrooms in them. But I didn't buy any today. So there's that. Now, what I'm going to do is go pick my daughter up. As you can see, it is 5 o'clock, and she texted me saying that they were going to get out a little bit later today. So I'm going to start heading on over there. Their practice times tend to fluctuate, and today it was supposed to be 5, but, you know, we stay in touch so that she knows, or so that I know what time to go get her. But I'm gonna go ahead and go get her. Then I'm gonna come home and make dinner. So I do thank everybody so much for watching. Again, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for staying tuned, being tuned in until the end. And if you like these videos, please make sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button and comment down below on anything that I may have mentioned that you felt today or that you want to comment on. But without further ado, let's go get my kiddo so I can get home and make some dinner.